So a short update for you today then, as Margaret said earlier on in the presentation, we have a big deadline today for large producers and small producers to submit their packaging data and to complete registration via RPD as well with their respective regulator. So you can see on the slide here, there's a summary table of the thresholds there as a reminder, and that's also available in various pieces of guidance. If you're having any issues, then please contact your environmental regulator or the DEFRA help desk with submissions. Next slide, please. So regulators are finalising the next version, so version 6 of the agreed positions guidance, and version 6 provides guidance in relation to the current main SI, the producer responsibility obligations, regulations 2024. So this is a result, the revised document has been produced as a result of lots and lots of producer queries and items identified during compliance activities as well. And it's published by all 4 UK environmental regulators on the National Packaging Waste Database. Thank you. Next slide, please. This slide just highlights some of the additions and revisions to the version 6 agreed positions guidance. So there is further detail added for small producers weaved into that guidance. We've improved and added lots of examples as well in response to queries we've received, so to provide further clarification there. There's an update on the candle jar position as well for those that it's relevant to. There's a clear explanation of relevant years and how they overlap with each other. New sections on when a person ceases to be a producer, and 3 new appendices there, including regulator approaches to mid-year changes for company changes as well. So we will announce further details of when that has been published onto MPWD, as I know this is an important piece of guidance that's heavily relied on. Next slide, please. Regulators have also published some updated aggregated data on MPWD. That was published on the 19th of March. Data is extracted on the 17th of March. So it won't include any data that has been submitted post the 17th of March. Regulators do update the data periodically. There's a link in this slide to MP, but it is available on MPWD. Just a note on the bottom of this slide, you can see that the regulators will be publishing a public register of producers as well, and that's currently planned for around May time. There's lots and lots of further detail on the aggregated data, what it will and will not show you on MPWD, and some detail on this slide here. Next slide, please. Okay, so we've been really busy, Environment Agency, in terms of compliance activities. So we're delivering a range of regulatory activities, doing lots and lots of compliance checks and requesting resubmissions where that's relevant, looking at registrations and packaging data, and those on-site compliance audits as well that some of you will be familiar with. We're doing lots and lots of work to bring in non-compliant producers into the system as well, contacting many free riders and following those up where necessary as well. So from October last year to mid-March this year, we've brought 877 suspected free riders into full compliance. There's a further 433 due to submit data shortly. Further 348 have confirmed to be no longer obligated. So that's just one example of some of the figures that we're working with there, and the really hard work that our operations teams have been doing behind the scenes. We are continually looking into free riders, and we've got a dedicated team deployed to work on this. We've been doing lots of work on updating and publishing guidance and responding to compliance queries. We had a record number of 194 queries in February. I think that is actually beaten in March as well. So we've been handling those in association with the other regulators as well, and DEFRA. We've expanded our teams to undertake this work as well. You'll note that I'm sat where Virginia normally is. That's because she's really busy carrying out training today for some of our staff. So there's lots and lots of work going on there, and just note that there may be more officers attending site audits for these training purposes as well. So all of this work and much more is going on, and it all helps to drive data quality and completeness in the system. Next slide, please. There is some information on this slide here about reporting suspected free riders. So there is a list of large producers published on gov.uk. If you suspect a business is not complying with the regulations, then they're not on this list. Please get in touch with the relevant environmental regulator. There are details here with links to emails. You can also use Crime Stoppers, which is anonymous, and any report that you make can be treated with confidentiality. There's a 24-hour telephone service as well. It may be that you've got somebody that isn't on the list of large producers because they're currently going through the process of enrolling. So it is important to get in touch with your environmental regulator so that we can check those details. But we are actively encouraging businesses to report non-compliant businesses to create that level playing field out there. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, just a note to say that we have recently published fit and proper person status guidance. So that is published on gov.uk now. The guidance applies to compliance schemes and reprocessors and exporters, and relates to when compliance schemes apply for approval and reprocessors and exporters apply for accreditation. So the fit and proper person check will be done during those applications. There's further guidance on gov.uk about how the regulators will make those checks and the things that we look for when making that assessment. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I just have a final 2 slides now on an overview of the organisations in the PPR system to make sure that if you do have queries, you can get in touch with the correct organisation, and this will speed up making sure that you get that query resolved as soon as possible. So on this slide, we have contact details for DEFRA. So DEFRA is the main organisation that you need to contact with queries about policy and using the digital system, and the contact details for the DEFRA help desk are on that top box there. Regulators, so we will answer queries around compliance to the regulations. We undertake enforcement action and compliance action where necessary. We will provide technical guidance and advice, and we'll receive the data and online marketplace methodologies as well, and we publish aggregated data and the list of large producers. And again, we have contact details on this slide also, which will be available with emails. Next slide, please. And finally, we have details of what you might need to contact PAC UK for as well. So if you have queries or comments on disposal fees, invoicing or the RAM, then you can contact PAC UK via the same details as the DEFRA contact through the DEFRA help desk.